All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Sir Adrian here to film the USA's turn in our current game of Global Empires 1915, titled Operation Growing Storm, where we are in the summer 1919. Uh, was it not summer 1919 last turn? Maybe not. Must have been the spring. Anyway, the US, we have 28 IPPs to spend. We're going to spend all of them. We'll spend 14 on two transports. We will repair 4 damage on the major port in New Orleans. We'll buy 2 infantry. 2 diplomacy rolls. The one for Cuba will be at a 1, but then the one for Japan, uh, instead of spending the normal 2, we'll spend an extra IPP, so it'll be a success on a 1 to a 4 because it's moving up the American track. Uh, oh, and we have a free diplomacy roll. And for the free one, we'll try to go for Peru. Why not? So, we'll go ahead and do that first. So this orange one we'll have for Japan. This blue one here we'll have for Cuba. And for Peru, we'll get the red one. So for Peru and Cuba, a 1 to a 3 is a success. And for the Japanese one, a 1 to a 4. Actually, before we do that, we'll do the tech before I forget. So we have 1, 2, 3 major factories plus the free roll. So we'll try to move doctrine up. We'll try to move infantry up. Doctrine in the naval domain. And then engineering. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll go for engineering first. That's a miss. Go for doctrine in the naval domain. That's a success. So the US moves to stage 2 and has convoy system. So that's 2 of the rolls. We'll go for doctrine in the land domain. That's a success. So the Americans move to stage 2, early combined arms. And we'll go for infantry. And that's a success. So the Americans move to stage 2 in the infantry part of the tree, and that doesn't give us anything just yet. But not too bad. So now we'll do the diplomacy roll. So again, on a 1 to a 3 for Cuba and Peru, and a 1 to a 4 for Japan. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. So miss for Japan, unfortunately, but Cuba is a success. So they move from stage 1 to stage 2 for the Americans, and Peru moves to stage 1. I don't think Cuba. Oh, Cuba is worth something. Okay, so we will get an extra IPP for that. Good to know. For attacks, we will have a couple. Actually, we'll do the convoy rating stuff first before I forget about that. So on the East African line, we have this coastal sub. We'll be rating the British. Black will be the attacker, red's the defender at +1. So 4 to 3, so 1 damage from the British there. Okay. So 38, 37. Then on the East African line, we will have a coastal sub again. Same thing at a +1. So that cancels out. And then we'll have a regular sub, which is at a +2. Oh, shoot. I'm just remembering the anti-submarine warfare. I'll have to go back when the video is done and I'll double check for this one. Uh, yeah, actually, I think that's what I rolled. 3. Yeah, okay, hold 1 sec. Okay, so this one with our +2, we have 6. He does not just have a 2 though. Yeah, not used to this tech yet, so just double check. I think it gives him +1. Damage roll, get 2 during submarine. Okay, so he gets +1 to his opposed die roll. So here it's a 3 to a 6. So that's fine. We still do the damage we needed. So 1 to the British. So they'd be at 36 because they started at 38. That's fine. And then here we just have +1, so it's a 4. He has +1. He has a 4 as well. So yeah, here there actually wouldn't be any damage. So we'll give the British back that IPP. So far they just lose the 1. Then we'll do his die rolls at 2. So there's going to be 2 of them here. Miss. And miss. And then we'll do the 1 for the coastal sub over by Australia. Okay, so that one's a hit. So this coastal sub is sunk. And then we will raid the East Atlantic line. Yeah, that only has 3 damage so far. Alright, so +1. And black, as always, is the attacker. Or as I've been rolling. Okay, so that won't matter, so we don't have to worry about that. And then he gets his defense roll at a 2. Oof, very close, but not quite. So that's it for all the submarine rating. Other combat moves, we will have an artillery, a heavy artillery, 3 infantry, and 3 early cavalry from Texas are going to attack into the southwestern United States against a light tank and a militia. Move all this to the battle board. Okay, so early infantry all attack at a 1. That territory is no border territory, but it is mountain terrain. But they're at a 1 regardless. So don't have to worry about that. The early cavalry normally attack at, I believe it's a 3. No, at a 2. So they would be down to a 1 as well because of the mountain terrain. But we'll boost 2 of them to a 2 with our artillery. Then the heavy would be at a 5 from its normal value of 6. Yep. And the regular artillery would be at a 2 from its normal value of 3. And then defending, he's got his militia at a 2. And then the light armor defending at a 1. I don't think the light armor has first strike. Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll have our first strike to start. So we'll have 1 at 5. I should grab a different one. So this orange one will be the heavy at 5. And this teal colored dice will be the regular artillery at 2. Okay, so miss for that one, but the 1 at 5 hits. He would probably want to lose the militia because it costs less than the light tank. Then we have our 2 cavalry at 2. And then our 1 cavalry that's not boosted, and the 1, 2, 3 infantry at 1. Roll all that out. Okay, so one of our cavalry got the hit we needed. And then he has his light tank responding on a 1. Huh, pretty lucky. So he got a hit there. We'll lose. We'll lose an infantry. So that battle is over. It's back under American occupation. It's worth 1 IPP. US goes to 28. Britain goes down 1 from 45 to 44. And we go ahead and move those units over. Got the artillery, heavy artillery. Excuse me. 2 infantry. There we go. Another battle we'll have, might as well do it while we're here. It's just a walk on from Alberta into the Pacific Northwest. So we take that back, and that is worth an IPP as well. So Britain would go down to 43, US to 29. And then the final attack we'll have for this turn is we will have this early tank. Actually, we'll double check quick, because if that's mountain, okay, can't go in there. So we won't have the early tank, but we'll have these 3 early infantry units. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these cavalry units. And this fighter, they'll all attack into the western states. So let's see here. So again, cavalry normally at a 2. They'd be down to a 1 though, because of the mountain terrain. The infantry, or early infantry rather, are already at a 1. And I think the fighter's at a 6, I do believe. Yes. And is that... Oh, that's their intercept value, I do believe. Yeah, intercept. Okay. And then he has the militia defending at a 2. And the airship does not defend. Yeah, it's just hanging out, doing its thing. All right. So the fighter, yeah, I said it was, yeah, at a 6. Okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with the fighter at a 6. That's a miss. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 at 1. All right, so we got the hit we needed. Then he gets to respond, of course, with 1 at a 2. And a miss. So that militia is eliminated. The airship automatically gets eliminated. And the Western United States is back under American possession. So that brings the British down to 42, brings the US up to 30, and remove these units back, of course. And I can't recall for the fighter what the rules are for that. If that can't land here, we can move it back and we'll land it after the combat in the Great Plains. I'll actually put it here for now, but if it is the case that when you take the territory, you can land it there, and that's how you're supposed to do it, then I'll, of course, put it back to in this territory. But yeah, I couldn't quite recall if that was the case or not. Yeah, so for now, we'll just move that fighter back into the Great Plains. Otherwise, that's it for combat. Non-combat, move the militia from New Orleans into Texas. Move 2 early infantry out of New Orleans into the southeastern United States. We'll rail the early tank in the Great Plains. Into the we'll rail it into the southwestern United States. The early tank that was in New Orleans, we'll rail that into, because there's that mountain border, so I think it has to be railed. It can't just walk over it, but into the southwestern United States. Move one of these cavalry over into Appalachia. We'll move 2 over, actually. 1 cavalry from here down to Texas, 1 down to New Orleans. And I think that's it. Oh, and then these two transports that we already have, we'll move those 1, 2, 3 down to A36, where they will join the fleet there. Now just placing units. So we repaired the damage here. So the fifth fleet is there, and the fifth fleet will come out. Will be out of port in A36. Transports. And then for the infantry units, we will build one of them in Rio and one in New Orleans. And this American torpedo boat destroyer, we'll keep that where it is. So that's it for the American turn. We collect our 30 IPPs. Plus 2 for the trade with Venezuela and now Cuba, for a total of 32 IPP for the next turn. Otherwise, that's it for me, and we will hand things on back to the Germans.